Was Officer Alman targeted because he was a cop? It appears that his colleague in Houston was, and of course the officer in Illinois gunned down just days from retirement. Now, besides a war on police, also fomenting is a war between the races. But why? Why is this happening? Why are we even talking about this destructive and divisive stuff? Joining me now from Southern California, clinical psychologist Dr. Brian Alman. Doctor, I want to get to these big picture items, but first I want to get to a definition of malignant narcissism. There are many definitions to it, but as a psychologist, psychiatrist, how do you define it?
Well, somebody who has been damaged, tortured, abused, dealt with a lot of adversarial experiences growing up, then takes that negativity, that revenge, that helplessness, and projects it out to other people. So basically what they've experienced inside, internalized, and magnified, they then take it out and want to really take it out on other people.
So there's an ego involved here?
Definitely.
There's some antisocial behavior involved here, correct?
It is definitely ego, because this is going to be about me getting back at you. This is my story. Now, whenever you think of these situations, you'll have to think of me. It's a distorted version of ego, but it is definitely ego.
And another area of concern for this order or disorder, if you will, is being involved in an organization, a system, a group, and trying to disrupt whatever they're a part of. And that brings us to the shooter in Virginia who took out that television crew, the two beautiful people there, the young reporter and the photographer. This person, supposedly, a lot of people are speculating that he may have been suffering from malignant narcissism. From what we know, we've been able to glean from this guy, do you believe that's true?
There is definitely truth to that. This person was more borderline, more paranoid, sort of he had two names or more, he had two lives, he had pictures of himself all over his place that they found. I mean, this guy was really disturbed, really troubled, definitely had some serious problems from his childhood and even chemically.
So these people who suffer from narcissism,
yep,
and this form of it, are they easily swayed by what they perhaps see on the news or what they hear someone say on television, for example?
Definitely, Graham. These people are on the edge. They are on the border. They're swayed by television stories. They're swayed by people saying something at the store. They are so hypersensitive that they can react, and especially overreact, in seemingly really just news stories or concerns or conversation.
Now, this guy was supposedly gay. I don't know that it had any involvement in his desire to kill these two people and ignite a race war. But it's interesting to note that I guess they went through his house and they found a rainbow flag. And in our society, just right now, we're discussing, and many people, of course, are attacking the Confederate battle flag. But I don't see any big movement regarding the rainbow flag, and I don't know if you have any thoughts on that at all. But it is interesting to look at this picture and put the pieces together and look at it from that lens, and then also look at the fact that he wanted to spark a race war.
Right.
Any thoughts on any of that?
Yeah, well, we probably can all agree, if we walk a mile in the other person's shoes or we have some compassion, that it wouldn't be easy to grow up black in a white neighborhood. He was one of the few families that were. It wouldn't be easy to grow up gay in that southern area, even in the United States, across the Bible Belt and lots of other areas. Put those two together, you potentially have a walking time bomb. You have somebody who's been pushing it down, holding it in. You can tell by his place, his face. He looked like two different people in the stories.
Right, and we know also that, by the way, he was sanctioned at work because he was wearing an Obama sticker during election coverage in 2012, on election night, I believe. Obviously, he respected Barack Obama, so if a Barack Obama or a Jesse Jackson or an Al Sharpton comes out and foments this notion of a race war, without saying, of course, those words, race war, but they're talking about how blacks are being mistreated and maybe gays are being mistreated. Is it conceivable that somebody on television, somebody as high as the President of the United States could have influenced this guy.
Yep, that 1% of society that is really ill, borderline, malignant narcissism, egomaniac, holding in a lot of revenge, yes, they can be incited very easily by leaders saying things that are negative or encouraging people to do something. They will overreact to just about everything.
Okay, we're almost out of time, but I got to close the circle here. Are we being too lenient in this country in terms of identifying these people and locking them up before they commit a crime?
Well, locking up isn't the right idea for most of these people because they actually need a lot of help. So it's more institutional. It's getting families involved, getting mental health involved, getting friends, coworkers. So it's more involvement in these people's lives because institutionalizing these people really isn't working.
But these friends and these coworkers need to speak up to identify them, correct?
Exactly, Graham. Be very proactive. When in doubt, say more. Ask more questions. Get involved. Definitely, you're right. You have to do a lot.
All right, Dr. Alman, thank you.